Hello guys, welcome to Sigma Tech. So on today's video we are going to learn how Mosfet works. As I told you guys, I am going to make a video on how Mosfet works. So today I am going to make a video on it by taking few examples from the boards, and also I will show you what are the types of Mosfet used in laptop motherboards. With the help of slides, I will try to show you what are the types of Mosfet and how it works. I will not go too deep like how it works internally, but at a medium level you can understand and you will have the idea how the Mosfet works and how the voltage supply goes from one point to another point through Mosfets. So you will be able to have a basic idea of how these Mosfets are used in laptop and how the 19 volts supply goes from DC jack to the CLR point. Okay, so let's get started and find out. So guys, here are types and shapes of Mosfets. Here you can see these are the older type of Mosfet which has 4 legs this side and 4 legs this side, and here is the dot from where we can count the first pin of this Mosfet. These are the Mosfet were used in mid-range laptops. These days you can get Mosfets like this. It's a flat type Mosfet. Unlike this one, it has a different background. Here you can see 4 pins and here one entire sheet of metal, and it has combined 4 pins. And there is another type of Mosfet, that is, this is the smaller one and this is the bigger one. The bigger size but the same shape. Here you can see it from behind. These are the Mosfet shapes which we can find it on latest motherboard. On the next slide we can see the diagram of this Mosfets. Here is the Mosfet, and the one side will be considered drain and the other side will be considered source as well as gate. Here is the gate and these 3 pins are the source. As you can see on the diagram, this is source and this is gate, and here 4 pins will be the drain. The same thing here as well. This is the N channel. This arrow is towards the gate, that means N channel, and here it is P channel. The arrow is opposite to the gate of the Mosfet. Okay. On the next slide, here is the introduction to Mosfet. So what you have to understand here is there are 2 categories of Mosfets. One is enhancement mode Mosfet. The other one is depletion mode Mosfet. So what is the difference between this enhancement mode Mosfet and depletion mode Mosfet? Usually we find enhancement mode Mosfet in laptop. Depletion mode Mosfet we do not find it, but we have to understand what is the difference between enhancement mode and depletion mode. The depletion mode Mosfet is always on. To stop the voltage flowing from one direction to another direction, we have to apply the voltage at the gate. That means either it's a N channel or a P channel. If you apply 19 volts here, this 19 volts directly goes to source if there is no voltage present at the gate. Similarly, if we apply 19 volts at the source of P channel, directly it goes to drain if there is no voltage at the gate. Usually the voltage will be flowing from drain to source, and from source in the N channel, and in the P channel from source to drain. Whether it's a depletion mode or an enhanced mode, this scenario will be the same. Okay, so the main thing we have to understand is that this Mosfet will be always on in depletion mode. That means if we apply 19 volts here, it will directly go to the source if there is no voltage at the gate. Same way, if there is no voltage at the gate on P channel, and if you supply 19 volts at the source, it will directly goes to the drain. Unlike depletion mode, on the enhancement mode Mosfet, here to supply 19 volt from drain to source on the N channel, we must have voltage at the gate which should be higher than this 19 volt. For example, if we apply 25 volts or 24 volts here at the gate, this 19 volt will transfer to source. And if you can see the symbol here, you can see there is a cut mark on this enhancement mode MOSFET, whereas here you can see it's straight line. So by this you can understand which is the enhancement and which is the depletion. Same way, on the P channel, if we apply 19 volts, to pass from source to drain, we should have some voltage lesser than the source voltage at the gate. Then this 19 voltage will pass out from source to drain. So this is the difference between enhancement mode MOSFET and depletion mode MOSFET. There are two categories. In that we have N channel MOSFET and P channel MOSFET. N channel MOSFET will be operated on the higher value voltage at the gate, then only the voltage of 19 volt will pass from drain to source, whereas P channel 19 volt will pass only if there is a less voltage at the gate. On the next slide, I will show you here from a schematic that suppose if we apply 19 volt here, and this is a P channel MOSFET. That means we need a low voltage at the gate. To pass this 19 voltage, we have to get here lower voltage than this. So here we are getting this less voltage from the battery charging IC, and this less voltage is coming as a logic to the gate here, and then this 19 voltage passes through this MOSFET, and here the 19 volt comes to the second MOSFET. This MOSFET also is a P channel MOSFET. As you can see, the arrow is opposite to the gate, and by another means you can see on the number of this MOSFET. This number is the part number of the MOSFET on the board, but this is the number which indicates the MOSFET type. If you find 1, 5, 7, that means it's a P channel. As you can see here, A04407. So 7 is the indication that it's a P channel, and here 5 is the indication that it's a P channel. And the second thing, you can see the arrow will be always opposite to the gate. So here as well you need the logic which is less voltage than the source voltage. So these two gates are operated by the same signal which is coming from the charging IC. Once we inject the 19 volt from the source, from the DC jack, it comes here, and when the logic comes to these gates, this 19 volt passes from this MOSFET and it will come to this point, that is the P3. So this is how the MOSFET works. So by this, hope you understand the basic idea of MOSFET, how it works and how the voltage flows from one direction to another direction, and what is the work of the gate and what are the types of MOSFET. So hope you have learned something from this video, and soon I'll make a video on Win section, how Win section works. So if you are new here, please like my video, and if you understood this video, please subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.